Hi again, YouTube. It's me. I'm back. Yeah. Okay, so today I'm going to be reviewing what happened in the trilogy of SpongeBob movies. Starting off with the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. What happened in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie was Plankton hatches Plan Z to steal King Neptune's crown and then frame Mr. Krabs for it. He succeeds and steals the Krabby Patty formula a few minutes after King Neptune freezes him. Meanwhile, SpongeBob and Patrick were asked to go find King Neptune's crown so Mr. Krabs wouldn't die. So they ran into a few things along the way, like monster pits, monster ice cream parlors, and just monsters all around in general. So to make sure that they never returned with the crown, Plankton hired a killer named Dennis to hunt them down and kill them. But obviously he failed and gets stepped on by none other than the Cyclops. Or, as if you've seen any other recent SpongeBob episode like Farewell Friends or SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blowout, Frenchie. So our two little friends cry their troubles away before singing the Goofy Goober theme song one last time. It goes a little like this. I'm a Goofy Goober, yeah. You're a Goofy Goober, yeah. We're all Goofy Goobers, yeah. Goofy Goober, yeah. And yeah was their last word. Before their tears that turned into a heart and it went for itself. Revived them with water. Then it revived all the other sea creatures that were taken to Shell City. It turned into smelly knickknacks. Come on, they're fish. Of course they wouldn't stink. Of course it would stink. So then, trying to get back home to Bikini Bottom, our little two friends meet David Hasselhoff. David helps them get back home after meeting with Dennis one last time. And then, they knock him out. The one thing I just didn't get about the SpongeBob SquarePants movie is how they were able to breathe above water for as long as they did. Now I know what you're thinking. But some physics are different than others. Yeah, but think about it. If they went into Sandy's home the same way they went out of water, do you think they would be breathing? Yeah, I got you there, didn't I? Yeah, I got you stumped. And after this, next comes the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. The second SpongeBob movie goes a little like this. A pirate by the name of Burger Beard, played by Antonio Banderas, steals the secret Krabby Patty formula as Plankton is in the middle of stealing it. And also while SpongeBob's in the middle of taking it back from Plankton. It just randomly turns into yellow sparks and bubbles. So then, Mr. Krabs comes back in and interrogates Plankton. While SpongeBob has that interrogating look on his face, while Plankton is saying. While Plankton is trying to prove that he's innocent. So, Krabs gives him a little knock-knock joke. Wanna know what the knock-knock joke is? I'll tell you. Knock-knock. Who's there? Jimmy. Jimmy who? Jimmy, back my formula, Plankton. SpongeBob didn't get it at first. Then he got it, and then... Seriously, that's annoying. How can anyone not get annoyed by that? Especially that you gotta hear it for like 5 minutes straight. Yeesh. All in all, they traveled back in time to when the formula didn't disappear, so Bikini Bottom doesn't become a whole apocalypse bird from. Yep. So they go back to the time when the secret formula did disappear, but then Plankton lost. Ignore that. Just ignore it. That wasn't for you to see. So then they go back to the present. Patrick takes the time machine back in time to the dinosaur era before Krabs realizes that wasn't the formula and was planning on taking SpongeBob and Plankton as a human sacrifice. And then Patrick comes back saying, I have brought a message from the dawn of time. Wanna know what it is? Run! Because Squidosaurus Rex is in the photo booth. Yeah. Then SpongeBob and Plankton have an argument and basically call SpongeBob dumb. Like, honestly, if you watch SpongeBob SquarePants, you wouldn't agree with it. You would totally agree with him. He is kind of lost in the head. So as they were in the middle of preparing SpongeBob for the human sacrifice, SpongeBob and Krabs smell the Krabby Patty. But where's the Krabby Patty coming from? Up above. So Bubbles comes back in time at the nick of time to tell SpongeBob, thank you. Thank you for getting him fired. So he's gonna help SpongeBob get to the surface. Now, one problem with that. One, they can't breathe in the surface, and two, they are very much anxiety. They have very much anxiety about getting into some dolphin's mouth. Anyways, finishing up, they go to the surface, they find Burger Beard, and then Plankton knocks him to Bikini Atoll. Ironically, he never made a return. And then the movie ends with the SpongeBob theme song. And then a little rap battle, and then the SpongeBob theme song again. And finally, that one movie everybody was craving for forever in the USA. Sorry, Nickelodeon. Sometimes you just gotta release your movies faster, right? The SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run. Now, before I say anything about this movie, I'm just gonna have to say spoiler alert. Okay, spoiler alert, I'm gonna be giving out spoilers about the movie that's not in the trailer, and yeah. So if you hadn't seen the movie, wait for it to be on Netflix, because it is a Netflix original. I may not say it on the poster that I have posted here, but it is. Now, in this movie, SpongeBob claims that he loves his life, and he loves his Gary. And we know that's true. Obvi. So then, King Poseidon of the lost city of Atlantic City, or as I like to call it, the Las Vegas of the sea. Yep, the Las Vegas of the sea. So yeah, King Poseidon is getting old. He is over 500 years old. But he's not in 100% anymore. He's in his thousands now. He's in his thousands. Yeah, oh yeah. And then he realized that he has a wrinkle. And the only way to stop him from getting wrinkles are snails. When they run out of juice, he turns them into slaves. Better be glad you ain't a snail, or you would be a slave right now. Now, Poseidon's chancellor puts up a poster that says he's looking for a snail to keep him looking young, like Crush from Finding Nemo. But we're not talking about Finding Nemo. We're talking about SpongeBob. Will take place underwater, so wet. So Plankton takes Gary to King Poseidon. And then SpongeBob freaks out because he can't find Gary. So then he puts up posters all around town. And then Patrick goes and gives some encouraging words. And then they set off to the lost city of Atlantic City with a robot that Sandy made called... Well, the robot's name is... The robot's name doesn't even matter. But the robot does like to say you're fired a lot. So, let's just leave it at that. He likes to say you're fired, alright? So, on the way there, they, Patrick and SpongeBob have a little argument about if this is going to be a buddy movie or not. And then when SpongeBob says, "I love your sense of irony, Patrick," he is ironing a shirt and says, "Thank you. I love my sense of ironing too." It's irony, not irene. Anyways, then they had the car stop, and then they have a dream about them being on the surface land and meeting a tumbleweed called Sage. He's made out of sage, and he is a sage. So pretty much that's it. So yeah. Sage gives them a coin. Of, courage. Coin of courage. So with that coin of courage, they went on a mission to free the souls of the zombies in the tavern. So they attempt that. But then they failed. So then they burned their leader. Little did they know that the same leader would just turn into a swarm of a tornado of his former self. And then chased them. And then that is when they officially woke up. And realized that Sage was really real. Also, tumbleweed under the ocean. Logic. Now, meanwhile, it's happening in Bikini Bottom. Krabs is going through a downward spiral because he doesn't have his best employee anymore. So he had to close down the Krusty Krab. But Krabs and Squidward are still there. Sandy wants to know what happened to them and what happened to her robot. So they set off to go find SpongeBob and Patrick. While that's happening, SpongeBob and Patrick are getting high in the lost city of Atlantic City. And, well, just drinking lemonade and eating churros, ice cream, and cotton candy, apparently. It's exactly what Sage warned them about. To not lose their focus. And then they lose their focus. And then they just do what in a casino. And, well, then they fall asleep on the steps of Poseidon's castle. They go in, request the permission to be in front of King Poseidon. And eventually, that's what they got. So they did a little act. Then Gary showed up, and SpongeBob was overbundled with joy. And then told King Poseidon that snail that he's rubbing all over his face is his. And then they were having a whole argument about which name was the right name. And then SpongeBob and Patrick got arrested. SpongeBob's mugshot is a picture of him crying, and Patrick's mugshot is a picture of him smiling. Like he did not get captured. So SpongeBob is still going through a downward spiral. They're about to die, and Sandy, Squidward, Plankton, and Mr. Krabs off last second, just as they're about to get questioned. Then they all tell stories about the day they all met. Ironically enough, two, I think, were lying. Because how can Sandy have met SpongeBob when they were kids if the first time they met was when they were adults and he had the tree dome? And SpongeBob and Squidward's meeting, the same way. They couldn't have met as kids, because then they would have known each other ever since. But they didn't, because if you ever watched the special Truth or Square, which is the 10th anniversary of SpongeBob SquarePants, featuring a whole bunch of celebrities, which everybody knows Steven Hillenburg did not want. But who are we to go against his wish? Apparently monsters. We're monsters to go against his wish. Anyways, they sing this song about what the secret formula is. Wanna know what the secret formula is? You. That's what the secret to the formula is you. Forget you heard that. So then they take Gary, while Poseidon wasn't looking, and ran out the castle. And then came my favorite scene of the trailer, Patrick standing there screaming and getting chicken. And they all climb into a suit of body armor, and then fight off the guards. And they all jump out, leaving Squidward all by himself. And then SpongeBob told him the truth. That he doesn't need to hide behind someone who he thinks would be respected. He'll be respected as, himself. So he reveals his true identity, realizing that he really is just an old man. He's just a king. He's bald, horribly disfigured. He's fat, not ripped, don't got no muscles. I bet Duke can barely even lift the table. Unlike me, I can. I bet you can too. Anyways, that's what happened in the trilogy of SpongeBob movies. R.I.P. to Steven Hillenburg. If you ever watched this movie, which I'm pretty sure you have if you watched this, up until this point. Also, sorry about all the alarms. I woke up earlier than the alarm to make this video. Alright. Okay. Leave in the comments of what I should recap next. It's gotta be a movie. It's gotta be like either movies or or TV show episodes. And I'm not doing a whole TV show. That's gonna take too long. That's gonna take like a good day. I have to make a live stream. All right. Peace.